1, 2, 3.
So, fishing underneath the tree line in back of me with a Topwater Creelex. Basically, we're fishing the shadow line, and this is what you can get. He's not real heavy, but he's kind of leaned out. But that's what you can get fishing bug stuff in the summertime in the shadow line. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and this guy came out and snuck away from some wood, and then took the bug when it went under. I'm going to boga grip him real quick to get a weight. He's only 3.5, but he's a good, that's almost a 19-inch fish on the Potomac. Good stuff. Welcome to bug country. This is William with Eastern Trophies Fly Fishing. It's mid-July, and I'm on the Potomac River in the border of Virginia and Maryland, trying to explain basically the pattern and the way we fish pretty much first couple weeks of July all the way through first week of October, second week of October, depending on when we get the first frost of the year. But if you look carefully, I'll pick up the camera and show you. If you look to the back of where the boat is right now, you've got the tree line. And basically what we're looking for during midsummer, especially during the middle of the day, is the shadow line. Anything from branches in is fair game. So big smallmouth are going to look for certain key things underneath the tree line. They're going to look for, first of all, shade. Cover them from, being attacked by heron, osprey, that kind of thing. They're going to look for depth. They're going to look for current flow. Any medium type flow, even slow flow, will hold very, very good fish. We're talking fish 3 to 6 pounds. They look for wood and rock structure, any kind of cover that they can get to. Now, for myself, if you have the shade, the depth, and wood, that's like bass math to me, and you're gonna get dominant, fish in 3, 4, 5, 6 pound range where, you can hook them up. Basically, the bugs we use, we've got a couple different types, and I'll go from probably my last choice, but it has worked very well, to the best. And we'll go Topwater and then Subsurface. Okay, so the first choice, CK Express Bug. It's basically the Topwater version of the CK bait fish. Very good splat on the water when you make your presentation. It's got good movement. You can work it 2 to 3 different ways. You can do it slow, long bubble trail, and do it fast. It's kind of up to you. We fish them with a loop knot. Pretty much all these flies you're going to go a loop knot to your fly, so you get more movement. But CK bait fish, or CK Express Bug rather, in white. That's a good pattern to go with. Another good one are Topwater Wasp. Basically, this guy is tied with a critter tail. It's almost like a huge, just tricked out Chernobyl ant, and it's kind of tough to see, but you've got the green estaz on the bottom, and you've got the trifecta with the legs, little foam bar on top to let you see it underneath the tree line in the shadow. White calf tail, which basically gives the silhouette of a wing, and it actually has a very, very good splat. We tie these guys on CK52S bent shank hooks. It's just a great hook for topwater bugs and stuff like that. But this is a very good pattern, not only for tree lines, but also just when you're hitting mid-river stuff, pocket water, anything like that. And we also use these for trout floats, doing hopper dropper stuff. One of my favorite choices, and this guy has been just the workhorse for a lot of our summer floats, which, you know, our clients love these things. The Topwater Krelex. This is the size 1, pretty big guy, has extremely good movement. It's basically a floating crankbait for the fly rod fisherman. Make your presentation, good splat on the water. When you do a slow pull and a draw with the rod, this guy goes underneath and then pops up. Basically, we move these guys 1 foot to 3 foot at a time. You know, so that slow strip, the pull with the rod, add a little wiggle once the bug gets under, and you know, this sucker just it just gets the most acrobatic, entertaining strikes that I've seen in regards to topwater smallmouth bass. Awesome bug. I can't speak more highly of this bug, but Topwater Krelex. CK topwater bug. Okay. The splat is exactly like what you would get from a cicada falling on the water through this tree line. The slotted bugs, basically we have a popper tail or maybe a critter mite tail coming out the back like this guy. Okay, so you've got those 2 different versions. Okay, in regards to the slotted bug, this is basically what we stick to with the slotted bug series. You know, those 2 that I just had in my hand were black, and then the other color that we kind of stick to is this kind of June bug brown. And the little mini guys, good movement, flat face on these, round face on the other ones, but basically the splat on the water, let the ripples dissipate, maybe give it a slow pull, and then you hit a new spot. You know, if you're not getting a strike within the first, you know, 5 seconds, 10 seconds at the most, just pick up and hit a new spot and get yourself, you know, just targeting a new area. Because basically what we have is maybe within, you know, you got some good wood structure, you got some rock structure, you're going to have 1 or 2 dominant fish, and then the other ones are going to be little, but they're going to be on the outskirts because they don't want to mess around with those bigger predatory fish that are in that zone that you're fishing where the structure is. So if you splat it in, you know, regardless of what pattern that you're going to throw in, basically work it 5-10 seconds at the most, boom, pick up, hit a new spot. It just, you know, increases your odds of catching, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 pound fish. If you've got a day like today, for example, where we had a full moon last night. I don't like fishing during full moon. I really don't. Fish feed at night a lot. They're not as active as they are during the new moon. But if you have a day like today, you can go 2 ways. You can go Topwater Krelex, which gives you that flash movement in the water column rather than on top, and it can trigger strikes. The other way you can go is to fish CK bait fish. Okay? Non-weighted. No weight on the hook. Or when you tie up the CK, you put foam on the shank of the hook before you put the body fur on, and what you get is basically a CK that runs about, you know, 4 to 6 inches underneath the surface. But I've got 3 different versions here. The first one is just a smaller size CK on a Gamakatsu number 4 streamer hook. Okay, it's our streamer tail. Chocolate's Game Changer body fur. It's like the Estaz stuff, which is on our website. Very easy to tie, very good movement in the water. White is spot on, my first go-to color, and then my second go-to color, chartreuse. If it ain't chartreuse, no use. So basically, this is the main size that we're throwing. Number 1s, okay. Start out with white. If it's for some reason you're not getting hits on white, chartreuse is the second go-to color. basically these two will get the job done. Tie them on with a loop knot, got good action. These guys, as long as you don't weight them or you put the foam on the shank, you'll be able to run through pretty heavy structure, as long as it's not like, you know, near the surface, but you will get phenomenal takes from fish that aren't really in the mood to come to the top. When I've got two guys in the boat, and we're drifting the tree line, and we're fishing the shadow line and structure like that, what I usually do is I have the first guy, second guy hit deep and then hit kind of out from the bank and look for structure. The guy in the front I usually have work off the bank a little bit, and then the guy in the back I try and let him know or let her know to basically play cleanup and hit spots that haven't been hit. You know, try and hit fish or hit areas where fish have been spotted, you know, where the first guy has run his fly through and we've spotted up a fish but he didn't take that first guy's fly or that first lady's fly. So, you know, we try and have each client complement each other. In regards to rods, we're using 6 to 7 weight rods. I found that 5 weights don't set the hook when these big fish come up and take the fly. You know, basically when they come up and take a bug, they're taking it with their mouth, you know, the whole thing, and it's beautiful. It's like watching a brown trout come up and take a dry fly. When they come up, they take the whole bug, and then they go under. With 5 weights, you do your hook set, line set. You know, I like to do both. A lot of times, they'll just hold the bug right in their mouth, and it's basically the same pressure that you have when you shake somebody's hand. And if, you know, I'm holding this bug in my hand with handshake strength, and I've got somebody with, you know, a leader and a rod, you know, 20 feet away from me and pulling on a 5 weight, they're not going to set the hook into my hand. And it's the same thing with smallmouth bass. You got to really tag them. 6 and 7 weights are what you want to go with. In regards to tippet, I don't go anything less than 2x. I'm usually going 1 or 0x. And we have broke big fish off. I'm talking like 6-pound fish, you know, really high 5s off of 1x tippet. Okay, and it was brand new tippet. It wasn't an issue with a knot or anything like that. These fish are strong. A lot of times they'll come up and they'll turn after they take the bug. So you've got all that pressure going both ways. You want insurance. So we never go less than 2x. In regards to seeing strikes, we do some things with our bugs. This guy is one of my favorite CK topwater bugs. This is the Excalibur, and if you notice at the top of the bug we've got an indicator dot. This makes it very easy to see in the shadow line. Also, you notice this bug, white legs. When this bug is floating on the surface, okay, when a fish comes up underneath it and they see the white legs look exactly like wings splayed out on a bug. Black legs don't look the same. You know, we've taken video, you know, as these bugs drift underneath the surface. White legs, really good way to go. It can really give you bonus fish when the fish are being really picky. Indicator dot if you're making your own bugs, and it helps you see the bugs when they're drifting in the shadow line. If you're drifting a completely black bug like this guy, it's tough to see. The bigger fish, the 4s, the 5, the 6-pound fish, we're talking like, you know, 16 to 24-inch fish. When they come up and take a bug, a lot of times when the bug is floating on the surface, they'll come up and they won't go to the surface to take the bug. What they'll do is they'll stay underneath the bug about 2 to 4 inches. They'll suck in that pocket of water. The bug will go in the mouth and then they swim away. You don't even see a take. You don't even see any movement on the water. It's tough to see sometimes, and there have been numerous times where I have clients drift in their bug underneath the tree line, and then all of a sudden their line just goes tight and their line is coming out because they've hooked one up and they didn't even know that the bug disappeared because the fish suck the bug in underneath the surface of the water. They don't even come to the top. I hope this helps. We've had extremely good luck on these bugs. You know, you've got a lot of topwater options in the industry. We don't fish foam. The only foam that we fish is stuff that we cover with epoxy. like the CK Express bug, it has weight to it. But a regular foam bug, you know, mini SpongeBobs, gurglers, some other types, Z-bugs and stuff like that, where it's just the foam, whether it's cylinder, block, slider head, or whatever, when it hits the water, it's almost, it's soft. It's not the true hit that you want that simulates bug, that simulates a bait fish, something like that. You want weight to it. One thing we do is we do take industry-produced industry or any kind of bug that's produced in the industry by some of the bigger companies. I won't use names or anything, but a lot of times what we'll do is, if we can get them, you know, at reduced prices, what we'll do is we'll strip the back of the bug. We'll keep the body, but we'll strip the back of the bug with whatever feathers are on the back, hackle, legs, stuff like that. We'll pull the industry legs out. We'll take the back of the bug off. We'll retie with our popper tails or our damsel tails and estas, basically in this shape and style here, and then we'll put our large rubber legs in, which makes the bug more stable, and it also makes the legs look a lot more real, makes them look like wings also. But we do a lot of bug rehab with bugs that are basically produced by, you know, all kinds of companies and stuff like that. Cork is the way to go. If they're not taken on top, you can go with a noisier topwater bug, like the Express bug. You can go with a bug that's going to trigger a strike, like the Topwater Krelex. Okay, like this guy, this is probably my overall first choice. And then, you know, if they're not coming up and taking the Excalibur type bugs too, go Subsurface, CK baitfish, unweighted, and from there you'll have a lot of success. You know, I've been doing this for about 6 years after Chuck kind of taught me all about this, and it just puts big fish in your hands. It puts big fish in clients' hands for me as a guide. So I highly recommend these techniques, the patterns. You know, and we're going to have other videos coming up where basically we show you how to work the bugs once they go into the tree line. But I hope this helps. And all of the bugs are available on our website. All the materials to tie the bugs are on our website, and it's all the stuff that we use to tie the the Chuck Kraft style bugs. So hope this helps. Tight lines. Take care.